A, 2, 5, and B, x, y are 2 points. The length of AB is equal to 5, and the slope of AB is minus 3/4. Find the two possible points B. So B, the point B, we don't know what it is, but it could be 2 points. So we're going to use the information that we're given, that the length of AB is 5, the slope of AB is minus 3/4, to come up with the two possible points that B could be. So we know that the length of AB is equal to 5. So we are going to substitute into our distance formula, which is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we're going to label our points x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have x1, y1, x2, y2, and now we substitute into our formula. So we get the square root of x minus 2 to be squared plus y minus 5 to be squared. And this is all equal to 5 because we know that the length of AB is 5. So next we're going to bring the square root over the equal sign, and it will become squared, and 5 squared is 25. So that's how that 5 becomes 25. And then we just multiply out our brackets inside. So x minus 2 to be squared is x minus 2 times x minus 2, which gives us x squared minus 4x plus 4. And then y minus 5 to be squared is y minus 5 times y minus 5, which is y squared minus 10y plus 25. Then simplifying the left-hand side, we have x squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 10y plus 4 is equal to 0. So now we have an equation in terms of x and y, and we're going to call this equation number 1. Okay, so then we're going to take the second bit of information, which was that the slope of AB is minus 3/4. So we know that the slope of AB is equal to minus 3/4. So again, we're going to label our points x1, y1, x2, y2. And then we're going to write out the slope formula, and we're going to sub these values into the slope formula. So the slope formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we end up with y minus 5 divided by x minus 2. And this is all equal to minus 3/4, because we were told in the question that the slope of AB is minus 3/4. So now we have an equation in terms of x and y, and we're going to simplify it. We're going to rearrange it so that we get either the x or the y on its own. In this case, we're going to get the y on its own, but you could have easily gotten the x on its own if you wanted. Okay, so we can cross multiply. So we have y times 4 is 4y, minus 5 times 4 is minus 20. Then we bring down the equals. Then x times minus 3 is minus 3x, and minus 2 times minus 3 is plus 6. Next we're going to try and get the y on its own. So the minus 20 comes over the equal sign, becomes plus 20, and plus 20 plus 6 is plus 26. So we have 4y equals minus 3x plus 26. So to get the y on its own, we divide by 4. So we get y equal to minus 3x plus 26 all over 4. So now we have y on its own. So remember, in part 1, we worked out equation 1 to be x squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 10y plus 4 is equal to 0. So this was equation 1 from the previous slide. So now we're going to take the second equation that we have, where we got y on its own, and we're going to substitute that into the first equation. So we're going to swap each of these y's for a set of brackets, and into the brackets we're putting minus 3x plus 26 all over 4. So this way we have no y's left. So then we just multiply out our brackets and we simplify. So we bring down the x squared, and then minus 3x plus 26 all over 4 squared is minus 3x plus 26 over 4 multiplied by minus 3x plus 26 over 4. So multiplying out the numerators, multiplying out minus 3x plus 26 times minus 3x plus 26 gives us 9x squared minus 156x plus 676x. And then 4 times 4 is 16. We bring down the minus 4x. and then we multiply in the minus 10. Minus 10 multiplied by minus 3x is 30x, and minus 10 multiplied by plus 26 is minus 260, and that's still all over 4, and we bring down the plus 4 and the equals 0. So we notice that we have 16 and 4 as our denominators, so the LCM, the lowest common multiple of 16 and 4, is 16, so we multiply each term by 16. So x squared by 16 is 16x squared. Multiplying this entire fraction by 16 just basically cancels out the denominator of 16. So we bring down the 9x squared, the minus 156x, and the plus 676. Minus 4x times 16 is minus 64x. And then 30x multiplied by 16 and divided by 4 gives us 120x. And then minus 260 multiplied by 16 and divided by 4 is minus 1040. And then 4 multiplied by 16 is 64. And again, it's equal to 0. Then we simplify. 16x squared and 9x squared is 25x squared. Minus 150x minus 64x plus 120x is minus 100x. 676 minus 1040 plus 64 is minus 300. Then we divide across by 25. So we get x squared minus 4x minus 12 is equal to 0. We factorise to get x minus 6 times x plus 2. And then we solve. So x is equal to 6 and x is equal to minus 2. Now we have our two x values. Now we need to substitute those x values back into one of the equations to find our y values. So the easiest equation to sub it back into would be this one, because the y is already on its own and there's no squareds. So this would be our linear equation, much easier to work out. So we take y equal to minus 3x plus 26 all over 4. We're going to swap that x for a set of brackets and put our x values into the brackets and multiply out. So we end up, for x equals 6, getting y equal to minus 18 plus 26 over 4, which gives us 2. So one possible point B is 6, 2. And then if x is equal to minus 2, we have y equals 6 plus 26 over 4 is equal to 8. So the other possible value of B, the other possible point, is minus 2, 8. So these are our two possible answers. So find the two possible points B. They are 6, 2 and minus 2, 8.